All right, we are in Taro's tree. I'm going to show you all the collectibles here plus the one meditation point. First thing we're going to do is come to a water flower. We're going to go ahead and use our rots, take it over here. You're going to find a couple piles of leaves that you just need to spin or slam, just destroy them. Once you do, it's going to reveal a log. Underneath that log is going to be the rot. We have to use the rots in order to lift the log before we can collect it. But there you go. That is the first rot in Taro's tree area. We are now progressing up the path a little bit here. And you're going to see we have another flower we're going to use. Now this one has a shrine behind it. You can see it. It's very clear. Just make sure you break this thing open to reveal the shrine. I don't think you actually have to interact with them to get the trophy, but we'll go ahead and do that because money. All right, so I'm going to be up to another flower, a water flower here. Now there are going to be two collectibles in this area before we head into the forest just ahead. The forest, of course, when you first enter is raining. Before we enter the forest, we're going to come over here and break this. And behind there is going to be a rot. There's going to be another one on the other side in the same area. Now for that one, we're going to have to go into a house. So again, from that same area, we're going to find the bow. Go ahead and get our little, what I call a water monster. And we're just going to go over to this other path that is going to lead us to the house. Break open this obstruction. And you'll find a chest. Just open the chest and you will get the hat. Now once you got this, you're going to go ahead into the forest. But again, the first time you're there, it's going to be raining, so you may have to backtrack, come and get this later. But from that flower, I'm going to head into this forest. And then I'm going to look for a little area off to the right-hand side where we're going to find another rot. Should be just up ahead over here to the right. Keep your eye open. Just look for an opening. There it is. Now, if you're coming from Taro's tree, the base of the tree, you're going to obviously want to be looking left. But if you come from the south, from the water flower, you'll want to look to the right. Now, there's going to be another flower shrine. It's going to be nearby. So back to the main path and then just jump over to the other side. Now you're going to find the shrine. It's way back there. And you can see we got to kind of clear it. So in order to do that, we're going to have to actually travel back this way. And then you're going to have to hit these spots. These little crystals in the tree. Just follow the little wisps. It'll lead you to the next target. And we got one more. There it is. We got some water. The plant's gonna grow. And we're gonna, of course, use the rots to take this little water beast of ours back over to where the shrine was. Go ahead and break this open and then interact with it if you like. Now there's a few more collectibles in this forest area, but I'm going to actually go to the end of it, to the base of Taro's tree. And doing this is going to allow me to just kind of backtrack. It's going to kind of keep you in line just to make sure you're not missing anything. So from the base of this tree, we're going to use it as a base of operations here for a little bit. I'm just going to head back towards the forest and then off to the right hand side, pretty much straight in the direction I'm heading. Now here we're going to find 3 rocks on the ground. The middle rock is going to contain the rot. Use your little friends to go ahead and move the rock and reveal the new friend of yours. So go ahead and collect that. Now rot number 5 is going to be just over here behind me. You see this purple lantern just ahead? We're just going to stand near it and hit our L1 button to pulse, and that'll drop the rot. Okay, now that's our current location. I'm actually going to backtrack a little bit again. I'm just kind of looping on myself here over and over. I do apologize. A lot of what you have equipment-wise when you first come in this area, you will not acquire until later in the game. So you're going to have to backtrack to these areas. But over here, you're going to see a flower that we can use to pull us up. In fact, you're not even going to have the bow when you originally come here. This is going to lead you to the butterfly hat. All right, so let's go back to the base of the Taro's tree here. there's going to be 3 paths, 2 to the right and 1 to the left, that are going to lead to various collectibles. So we're just going to take this first path here on the right. We're just going to follow this. You see the door in front of us. We can't go through there just yet. Turn left. You see the log. We're going to turn right, and we're going to run up the stairs. That'll lead you right to what's called the hat cart. The hat cart's going to allow you to purchase new hats, as well as equip hats to your rots. When you discover one, you will acquire a hat. In this case, the fox hat. So just again, real quick, here's the vendor. You can purchase hats and also equip them here from here. All right, so again, from the base of the tree, this time let's go left. You're going to see this log over here on the left-hand side. I'm going to jump up on top of it. And right before the end, I'm going to drop down on the left-hand side. We don't want to jump to the cliff side in front of us, so we're just going to drop down. There's going to be a rock here by the waterfall. Okay, so once again, from the base of that tree, I'm a little further in the story here, as you can tell, but from that location, I'm going to go to the right and up this branch. And we're going to use the flower to pull ourselves up and basically just follow this around. Pretty simple at this point, and it's going to feel a lot like Uncharted or maybe some Tomb Raider. At this point, just make your way to the right and then drop down. And you will find the rot. All right, so after you complete the final task in the tree area, you're going to have a boss fight. After the boss fight, you're automatically going to be given a mask. This is going to be the Taro's mask. It's hat number 4. It is story related, so don't worry about it. Now, the last thing you want to do before you leave is use the meditation point. You have to use all 12 meditation points, so it's right there as well. There are 25 collectibles here in Rusu Mountain. Now, I'm going to show you all of them, including the meditation point. First one we're going to find is a shrine. We're going to use our mask here. This is part of the story. And then we're going to get a water flower right in front of us. And what we're going to do is use our rot, take control of it. We have our little water monster here. And we're going to go off to the left-hand side, and we're going to break open this barrier. Some more branches here. And we're just going to keep making our way back, and we're going to eventually find the shrine, which you're going to have to then remove all the branches around that. And the corruption is gone. So that gives you access to the shrine. Remember, interacting with the shrines is going to give you some money. Next up, we're going to continue on the main story path here. We're about to hit an area with kind of like a loop, like a racetrack for the path. But when you enter this area, go to the front right corner, and you're going to find a rot right underneath the rock. All right, tap of the staff. And let's go ahead. Number 2 is going to be on the same path. We have to wind around a little bit. And you're going to have the section where there's mudslides. So if you fall into the mud, you'll slide down. Well, you want to slide down and over here to this rock, this platform, and then just follow this to the end, and we'll find the rot. Use L1, use your pulse to make it appear. All right, so rot number 3 is going to be just a little bit further. And once you make your way to the top of that previous section, you're going to come out here. We're going to have a fast travel point. And then we're going to drop down. So right after the fast travel point, just drop down. You should see this ledge. Again, L1 to pulse and bring out the rot. Now, there is one spirit mail in this area, and we're about to do that now. This is in the, I can only best describe it as the Uncharted section. It looks like it's straight out of an Uncharted game. But you'll eventually make your way here, and you're supposed to jump up front of you and then up into that little cave. Instead, we're going to shimmy over here to the right. And keep going. And leap. Leap again, and then up. Inside this cave is where we're going to find the spirit mail. Remember, the spirit mail you take back to the village to open access to new parts of it. All right, so we're back on the rot train here. Kind of making our way up to the house. And we have another section we're climbing, and you're supposed to climb up and then out right here. You'll see the main path just ahead. What I'm going to do is take a detour. Instead, turn around and jump up even higher over here in the corner. Now, we're going to use our rots to move a big boulder here. I'm just going to kind of edit this down here a little bit because these guys don't move particularly fast. Once they get it in place, just jump up here and we're going to find the rot. It's going to be underneath the stone, so you have to use the rods to lift that up first. All right, a little bit later on, we're going to find a cursed chest and a hat. A 2-for-1 special. You're going to eventually make your way to this bridge. You and your friends, the rots, are supposed to pull that rope so you can get across, but instead just take this path to the right before you cross. You'll find the cursed chest. Cursed chest is going to lead to some sort of random encounter with some sort of condition tied to it. In this case, I just have to defeat 4 enemies, so let me go ahead and just cut this down as well. This video is already long enough. And then once you've done that, you have access to the chest, and that's going to also contain the bird's nest hat. All right, so rot number 5, we are finally making it to Rusu's house here. This is the archery section. You finally get your bow, which is an amazing weapon in this game. And there's a lot of things we can do here. First thing I'm going to do is head over here to the left side. There's a purple pot, which I'm going to hit with an arrow. And out from the bottom of it is another rot. We're going to collect that. So from the center of the area again, we're going to make our way straight this time instead of going to the left. We're going to find another hat vendor, the hat shop. This is going to award you the whirly bird hat, so feel free, go purchase it, equip it, whatever you want to do. Now there's also a Rusu's mask very nearby. So just to the left of the mask shop, you got this guy here. He's going to challenge you to a 3-round archery contest, basically. And what you're going to do is use the rots to pull a lever over there. And there's 3 rounds of this, so just complete each of the 3. If you fail, you can restart. And upon completing the 3rd round, you're going to be awarded Rusu's mask. So again, in that same area there, words are difficult, I apologize. You're going to find a flower shrine right over there. If we continue up the path, you're going to see a crystal on the tree. If we tag that, out will come some water, allowing you to take control of the water flower. So we're going to just take this back down the hill and then turn right to unlock the shrine. Okay, so also nearby in this area is going to be the meditation point. There's only one spot in this area of a meditation. Remember, meditation, when you use them, will permanently increase your health, so they're quite valuable. Plus, you need to find all of them for a trophy, for platinum anyway. So there's a spot down there. We're going to have to use this flower, the arrow, and zip right over there and go ahead and meditate. This would probably be your first one you actually find. The one in the previous area you couldn't get until later in the story. So the Taro's Fear trophy will pop. When that trophy pops, this is story related, leaving out all the spoilers, you will get 3 rots. Now there's a few more things we're going to have to do in this same very area. Quite a few things we're going to do actually. Inside the house in a drawer is going to be another rot. Use L1, the pulse, to get them. Go ahead and collect that. Now, outside the house, if I turn around here, you'll see a tunnel. And this tunnel is going to lead us to a bunch of different things here. As soon as we enter this area, look for a rot running around with a flower on its head. That's right. This one actually moves. And this one also contains the hat. So you're getting another 2-for-1 special here. The 10th rot and the 4th hat, the flower. I think there's only 2 rots that come with a hat, by the way. I could be wrong, but I believe that is true. All right, so in this area is going to be a flower shrine. Just pulling up the map here again. So it's in that same area where you just got that previous rot. Hit that crystal. Get another water plant. So let's go ahead and get a rot monster together. Go through this obstruction here, and then we're going to go through this cave and then out the other side. And this is going to lead us to a shrine, which we then have to clear. And there is the shrine. All right, so let's go ahead and get the feather hat, shall we? Feather hat's going to be also in the same area. You need to use the rots to pull out this cog, and then you can shoot that crystal there to turn the wheel. Which I probably shouldn't have just turned it right then, but well, here we are. So I'm going to turn it again until I can jump on it. And one more time shall do it. All right, platform your way up to the cliff above you here. And then we're going to take a lift over here. If it's not here already, just shoot this little crystal here right next to us. It should be in this position when you get here, arrive here for the very first time. When I record these guys, I usually just try to do the path. I recreate the path, I practice it, and then I go backwards in time and hit the record button. So sometimes things aren't in the right position. But here's another flower. You have to do a double flower jump here. And there's a chest. Inside that chest is going to be the 5th hat. Again, it's the feather hat. All right, we have another 2 for special here. This is going to be rot number 11 and hat number 6, the final hat. Now this is also going to be at Rusu's house area. It's going to be out the other side of the house though. You're going to see this little garden. There's a water wheel. You got to hit that to get the water and then the plant. And then take out your water monster and then just run around here. You'll see the squash just appeared. We are going to just go over to it, hit L1. If you don't hit L1, nothing will happen. The rot will come out, just collect it, and you'll get the hat as well. So there's 3 that technically come with the hat, but he's not actually wearing it for whatever reason. All right, so rot number 12. This is going to be as you're leaving this area, as you're leaving Rusu's house area, you're going to come down the slide here, and you're right back at the beginning. Well, now that we have our bow, we can hit this flower over here to access the rot number 12. And there's also going to be another rot in this same general area. You could have gotten it when you first entered this area, I believe. But we're just going to go ahead and get it before we head out. All right, so from the start, from the fast travel gorge point, we're going to make our way in the water along the left-hand side. So the previous one is just to the right. We're just going to run this way. Let's speed it up. Straight in front of you will be the rot. Just look for the little purple sparkly things. It kind of guides you to your location. And that'll do it for Rusu Mountain. There are 29 collectibles in the Forgotten Forest. This area is a little confusing. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge without holding your hand through this entire thing. But I'm going to do my best. So the first thing I want you to do is find this little mark here. This is one of those archery challenges. You just need to shoot all the targets and you will be able to pick up the first of 14 rots. 6 of them, by the way, are story related. So there is our first rot. We're going to kind of hang in this little area here just for a moment. I'm going to try to do this area by area, but due to the kind of the open nature of this and you can go anywhere, it's a little bit of a challenge. But from that location, I'm going to zip over using the flower, drop down in front of a chest, and this is going to contain the siblings mask, the first of 6 hats. Speaking of hats, there's an acorn if you can find the hat vendor, which is really easy. You can kind of see it out in front of me out in the distance there. So I went from that previous location, that chest, and I'm going to go over to the hat vendor where you will acquire the acorn once you discover it. Now I'm going to, I don't know why I'm jumping up here, but what I'm going to do is kind of come back down to this position I'm at because we got 2 other collectibles. So I want to just jump up here and then I'm going to teleport back to where I was just a few seconds ago. All right, so that will discover the acorn for you. So again, I'm going to go a little bit backwards here, show you the hat vendor from a distance. See, it's right up there. Instead of climbing up those rocks, instead I'm going to go behind the waterfall, and that is where I'm going to find the purple mushroom hat, the 3rd of 6 hats that you're going to find in this area. All right, it is time to find our second rot. Now, I'm near the cart, as you can see there. It's above me. Instead of climbing up to where that was, and instead of going to the waterfall to the right, I'm going to go over here to this little tunnel just to the left. Just jump down to the water, swim on over here, and pick up the rot. Quick tap of the staff, and we'll move on to rot number 3. This is in an area, we're kind of close to, we're at the water area here, so we're just going to move that big block, and then we're going to use our rots here to move this sign. Now we're going to do a lot of collectible hunting in this area, so that's going to be kind of our launching pad here. But once you move that little barrier, we can then go and use the water flower, have our friends slither up here. That was where the gate just was removed a moment ago. And there's some leaves over here. Break those things open and that'll reveal the rot. Now from this location, I'm going to get a couple more here. So there's the tap of the staff. And now if I turn around, there's a log going across here. So there are 3 more collectibles within 20 meters of my current location. But here is the flower shrine. There's the first of 3 rather. So I'm still at the water shrine area. I'm going to go back up here and go across this log once again. But as I'm going across, if you look to the right, I'm going to find that cursed chest. First of 2. So to get there, there's that flower shrine we just visited. Just going to jump over here and open this thing up. And then guess what? I'm going to go back around. By the way, you have to do an encounter to open those cursed chests. I just cut those things out. All right, so here's that log again. We have a series of flowers, 3 of them that we're going to jump between here. We're going to platform around. Third one will drop you right on top of the first spirit mail. Bloop, there it is. All right, flower shrine number 2. We are now by the big tree. And kind of like not all the way up, not from the bottom, but you're going to see a water flower here. What you want to do is shoot that crystal, then get the water flower, and then take it down, and you'll find another flower shrine down here. There's a couple more collectibles in the tree area here, the big tree. So I apologize, it's kind of a little disjointed. All right, so I'm in one tree. Now I'm going to flower over to the next. And then I'm going to drop and grab the ledge. And then I'm going to shimmy to the right and jump. Oh, no. Drop. Now jump. Now you see this little finger here. We're going to drop down on top of that. And that is going to allow us to access the second spirit mail. But in order to do that, you have to use the other flower across the way. Don't worry, there's a flower to get back. Now we're just going to have to platform around these things. The spirit mails are, if you want to rank the most difficult collectibles to find in this game, it would be the spirit mails, would definitely be number 1. Thankfully, there's not that many of them. All right, so go back around the tree and then shoot the flower, get back to where you were. And we have another one nearby. This is going to take another flower. There's 2 of them here we're going to have to use to get up high. We're going to get to the very top of this one. And just keep circling around counterclockwise. That'll lead you right to the rot right there. All right, so now we're going to be down by the sacred tree down on the southern end of this area. This is going to be the launching point for the next couple. So from here, we're going to go to the left. Follow this path. You're going to see a lantern hanging above you. It's a blue one. Take note of this location because we're going to teleport back here in just a moment. All right, so we're going to get a hat, and there's going to be over by the sacred door there, or the sacred shrine. You're going to find 3 owl statues. 1 to the left, 1 down straight in front of you, opposite of it, and then 1 down to the right. Go ahead and have your rots carry all 3 owl statues into position, and you will get the hat. Now we're going to find a meditation point. This is going to be the first of 2. So from that sacred area, we're going to just turn right. Follow it until you get a bridge here, and then get into the little creek here. Now there's little platforms here in the water. You have to shoot that crystal there, that little blue thing, in order to get them to appear. We're going to hop across. We're going to find the meditation point right in front of us. There's also going to be a rot just to the right of it, about 10 meters away. Don't forget the meditation points will always increase your max health, so definitely make sure you meditate. So as I mentioned, about 10 meters to the right in the water, right underneath that rock. All right, so I'm going to head back to our previous area. Remember that blue lantern you shot? Well, we're going to continue now past that, and we're going to find a cursed chest. Complete that encounter to open it. You will also open it and find the Tarou hat. All right, so now we're going to do the Lantern Cave area. You're going to get 3 rots. They're going to be story related as you're entering that area. And then we're going to go through the lantern cave door. As soon as we enter it, go off to the right hand side and you're going to find 3 rocks. Don't open the middle one like I do. Instead, use the rot on the one on the far right and that'll get you another new one. So continue the story path through the lantern cave area. You're going to reach another flower spot here. So we're going to go ahead and activate it. And then we're going to break open the corruption there. That's where the meditation point is located. But before you go over there, open up this path here because that's actually where you have to head next. It's also where our next collectible is. All right, so with the paths open, we're just going to go over to the first area here. Down at the end is the meditation point. Go ahead and increase your maximum health while you're here. And now we're going to go down that other path, and that'll actually lead you to another water flower. So call out your water friend, go over there and destroy the leaves. And underneath this log is going to be the rot. So use your rots to lift it up and go ahead and grab and collect that rot. Now just a little bit further from there is going to be the flower shrine. So we're going to use that same water plant that we just used a minute ago. And then continue the story path into the next area. And we're going to go straight. And you can see the shrine already, hopefully. So clear the corruption. And use it if you'd like. Alright, so a little bit later on, you're going to earn a trophy. It's a story-related trophy. You're going to collect the lantern relic and 3 rots. So you're going to get 12, 13, and 14. And that'll be all the rots. Now we're going to get a pine cone hat. It's going to be the last collectible in the Forgotten Forest. Once you leave the lantern cave and return back to the surface, look for a path to the left, some stairs going up leading right to the hat that's inside the chest. And that'll do it for the Forgotten Forest. The storehouse is very short and sweet. There's only 5 collectibles total. You'll start off by earning a trophy and learning the bomb ability. The bomb ability is a nifty little ability. Get used to it. You'll be using it a lot from here on out. This is again short. We're doing it on its own little chapter here because, well, it has its own tracker, so why not? So first thing you want to do as soon as you gain control of your character is just turn to your left. You'll see some rocks. Throw the bomb onto it, blow them up, come over here, hit L1 to pulse, and trigger the rot. Make sure you collect it. And then we're going to have some more bomb fun. So we're going to go backwards into the left side, and you see some more rocks. This is going to be a sequence of 2 different bomb throws. The first set of rocks here, and then another set of rocks behind it. So here's the first set, which for some reason I can't jump up onto. There we go. Throw a bomb to the second set before this first one disappears. And then you have a building right in front of you. Well, you have to clear out the enemies that are going to spawn here in a moment. You can't just throw a bomb to it. One of these moments I'll figure it out. There we go. So we're just going to get rid of these guys and then use the rot to clear the obstruction. Okay, there we go. Once inside, you'll find the spirit mail right in front of you. All right, so now I'm going to go back out to the main hall, go to the opposite corner. Got some more bomb here. More rocks, you got a bomb. And then we're going to shoot this rock here in order to flip it. Create the ramp for us to climb up. Now we're going to go counterclockwise around this tree. And then just keep following this. Eventually you'll start sliding. Okay, you got another room with a whole bunch of enemies that are going to come out. So let's go ahead and just wipe those real quick. And then up here is going to be a chest. And in this chest is going to be our second rot. I think there's an easier way to get up there. Nonetheless, that works. There you go. It is time to get the beetle hat now. Now, a lot of these are going to be on the way of your story path, so you don't have to worry about too much. Shouldn't be too difficult to find any of these. So we're going to use the bomb. We're going to find a room as we platform up here. The first little opening we can get to, we have to do a back jump here. Turn back around. And inside here is where we're going to find the hat. It's going to be inside the chest. We'll go back to those platforms we just created and go off the other side here in just a second. And that'll lead us to the third and final rot of the storehouse. Make sure you get both sets of rocks here. Use the flower, teleport over. And we're going to clear the rot just above us. You'll see it as soon as we get to the top here. It is right in front of us, so go ahead and clear that. Okay, so this is story related right here. But this, we're going to go up and circle around, and we're going to find another archery target practice. We're going to have to shoot a whole bunch of targets. Quite a few of them. I'm just going to cut it. This guide's going to be long enough for you guys. Over 200 collectibles here. There we go. That will complete the storehouse. Next up will be the fields. There are a whopping 48 collectibles in the fields region here, and we're going to start off near the entrance. There's 2 nearby houses and also this owl statue puzzle. And we're going to first here do the owl statue puzzle. There's one piece near each of the 2 houses and another one just slightly up the road if you go up. And it's in a little piece of farmland. And then there's a house to the right of the entrance to where you came in. And that's where we're going to use our newly acquired bomb ability to blow open pathway into the house. You're going to need to complete this cursed chest encounter. Once you've done that, you will also acquire the rot. Now, if I go outside this house and then circle around it into the back corner, we're going to find a pretty well hidden chest. It's also the location of where one of the owl statues were. I'm just going to jump over these rocks, and the chest is right around the corner here. Pretty well hidden. So now I'm going to make my way to the other house near the entrance here. And there's going to be a water plant. We're going to use our rots to take control of it. And take our little water monster down to a little piece of farmland just below us. We're going to actually use this thing twice, as a matter of fact. Alright, so the first rot is going to be just right inside this garden, right down here, right down below. Get out of the way. Okay, with that revealed, we can now hit L1, use our pulse, and out will come the rot. Go ahead and collect that. So I'm going to grab another water monster from that water plant. And we are going to just go down the road just a little bit. I'm going to head the same way over this farmland. There's a road, and we're just going to go straight. When the road, at the crossroads, we're just going to go through the grass here. You're going to see a flower shrine that is covered in corruption. So we're going to use our rots here to remove that corruption. Okay, so we're going to find the second cursed chest of this level. And this is going to be just slightly in a different region from where we were. Just around the corner, you're going to see this house. Finding the cursed chest is easy. It's going to be pretty easily visible from many different locations, no matter which way you come in. So go ahead, complete that encounter, and then you will get the cowboy hat as a reward. Now, the house I'm closest to, what I'm going to do is now go around to the back side of it. On the back side of it, if you look up, there's a flower that you can shoot an arrow into and a flower grapple into this house. What we're looking for is some water, because we're going to take the water to the plant outside. We got to water it. First, we need to use our rots to move this barrier in front of the door, and then ask them to carry water here to the plant. And they're awfully slow, so I'm just going to cut right to it. But that's where you want to place it. Once it's fully grown, use your rot, control it, And then we're going to go over to yet another flower shrine. There's the second of 7 in the fields. Now, if you turn just to your right from this location, you will see a hat shop. Go visit the hat shop and you will then have access to the sun hat. You will also see a building right in front of us. We will be going into there next. All right, so that's the sun hat. We're going to go into the closest building nearby. There's that flower. There's the hat shop. Then we're going to go inside here. We're going to use the flower grapple. And underneath these dishes just ahead, we're going to have to use our rot to lift them up and then collect the rot sitting underneath it. Okay, so in that same general area, we are now going to go across the stone bridge. You're going to see a broken wooden bridge in front of us, but we're going to go off to the right. You're going to see some rocks that we can then bomb open. Or arrow bomb. Another little guy waiting in there for us. Watch out, it's a booby trap. If I'd known that, I would have told you sooner. So we're going to go ahead and collect this, and then I'm going to go to another house. It's kind of a... There's 2 houses to our left, but there's one kind of big one off to the right, and then we're going to go there first. And I know you'll end this level in this house. You'll come through here, but you know what? We're not that far away. I'm just going to come in here and grab the ox hat. And then go to the other houses that were the opposite direction from the way I came. Now you're going to see a 3-story house over here. And we are going to have to get to the top of that in order to get the 5th rot. Some pretty easy platforming here. And there it is, right on top. Now, if I just turn to my left a little bit, I will see another house. Inside that house is going to be a water plant. So we're going to use that water plant and go and water the garden. Inside that garden is going to be a pumpkin. And that pumpkin is going to be a rot and a hat. So we're going to go ahead and collect 2. There's another 2 for. All right, so let's take our rot over here. Somewhere in here is going to be the pumpkin. There it is. I'm standing right next to it. I had to open all this up. Give the rot something to eat. They love that. All right, so there's the pumpkin. Make sure you hit L1, do the pulse. You will acquire the rot and the 6th hat of the level. The pumpkin hat, of course. All right, so nearby, we're going to take that same water plant. We're going to use it, and we're actually going to go and do some traveling. We're going to find another flower shrine. We just have to go behind the house we were in previously, the 3-story house. There we go. Now, out in the distance, you may see an archway. We're actually going to go right past that next. So there's the archway. We're just going to go over past it, and you'll see another boulder over here in the corner. We're just going to bomb that open, and we'll find our 7th rot. All right, because now heading back kind of the center of this area, you're going to see a bridge. It's there's a stone bridge, there's a broken wooden bridge. This is a fully intact wooden bridge. Underneath it is a chest. Open it up for the 8th rot. I apologize, my capture card didn't actually capture me opening it. So not too far from there, you're going to see a house. There's going to be a kind of a platforming puzzle here that we're going to have to complete using 2 different sets of boulders that we're going to have to blow open with our bomb. So here's the first set. Blow that and then jump on the first one. Turn the next one by shooting that. And then you're going to use the bomb again. Blow up the next set of rocks. You're going to have to turn those as well. When you turn it, it's going to reveal a flower grapple. Use the flower grapple and you can get inside the top of this house. Or what was left of the house. All right, so not too far from our current location, we're going to find another plant we can water and then use our rots And then we're just going to go off a little kind of the side here, and there's going to be a flower shrine. Just drop down right here and clear the corruption, and then go ahead and interact with the shrine. All right, so just a little bit to the right of there is going to be another flower that we're going to use. We're going to actually use this area twice. The first one we're going to do is just shoot the rocks with the bomb. We don't need the water. We're going to shoot the rocks with the bomb, jump on the first one, and then we're going to actually have to use the flower grapple to get into a house out in the distance. Inside of this house will be the 10th rot. Once you get this, go back to that previous location where we just were, and we're going to actually do something that's part of the story path. It's story related, but at the very top of this tower up ahead is going to be a rot. It's going to be another archery shooting challenge. Except this time we're going to use the bomb on the other set of rocks in the same spot, though. You're going to have to use the flower again. Not once, but twice. So at the top here, you're going to clear the corruption, which is part of the story. And once you've cleared the corruption, you're going to see another purple painting on the in the circle on the ground on the platform here. Interact with that, and you'll have the shooting challenge. Shoot the targets. If you complete the challenge, you will then get the rot. And I kind of cut it to make it a little quicker here for us. All right, so now we're going to go towards the tower, just past the tower on the left side of it, in the back corner. And we're going to use the boulders there to do some platforming. Now, this part is story related. So you're going to have to bomb it, turn that, use the flower grapple. But what's not story related are these boulders over here. And there's revealing a hidden little area where we're going to find rot number 12. Using those same boulders that we used just to get up here, we're going to actually use them to go to a different hidden area that is not taken the story path route. So once you collect this, we're going to do the other, we're going to do it again. You can do it from the ground. I'm up higher, but you can do it from the ground just the same. Except this time, we don't need to turn that long platform there. In fact, we don't even need to use the flower there. Unless you're starting on the ground, of course. So make your way over to the top of this. Inside of here is going to be our 7th hat. It's called Autumn. That's not the hat. That's just money. But there's the chest with the hat inside of it. Okay, so we're going to find a meditation point up the tower. Make your way up there. And then you're going to get to a plateau area, big circle on the ground. Eventually stairs are going to drop. Just past that is going to be a meditation point. Remember, meditation is going to permanently increase your health. Okay, so complete the little puzzle in that previous area. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. And then stairs are going to drop down. You're going to drop down. You're going to clear an encounter as soon as you get down in the first room. And after you've done that, in this room, in one of the corners is going to be some purple lettering. Just go find it and then hit L1 while you're standing next to it. I didn't tell you what language the letters were going to be in. So there you go. So now we're going to go to the next area connected to that. We're going to drop down here, and here's a fun little puzzle. There's a gap and there's a water plant. So what we're going to do is use the bomb all the way down there. And now, of course, you have to be quick. That's kind of timed. I mean, you have plenty of time, but eventually that's going to go back and reset. So activate the rot plant and then come all the way back to the right and up the stairs, and it's going to reveal the flower shrine. Again, I don't think you actually have to interact with the shrine. I think you just have to clear the corruption for it to count. My trophy popped before I interacted with the last one, so I'm just assuming you don't actually have to interact with it, but it is giving you money, so do it. All right, so you're going to come out of there, and you're going to be over here, and you're going to make your way to a lift that's going to take you back up top. We're at the bottom of the tower area still, but just past the lift to the right is going to be a rot. We're going to have to use our rots here to lift this log up to collect it. Now, once you get all the way up to the top with that lift, we're going to find a collectible nearby. It's hat number 8. Which for some reason I did not label. So we'll find out together what it is. All right, it's going to be in this chest. It's the sunflower, of course. All right, so rot number 15. You can see we are now in the barn area. This is the beginning of the barn area. And you need to rotate this little platform around. Now you're supposed to go off to the left if you want to complete the story. But if you want the rot, you're going to just keep circling around and go inside this building over here. And once you've done this, then go and follow the proper route. And eventually at the end of the barn area, you're going to get to this kind of open area. You're going to see some farmland as well. There's a set of boulders here. You can use your bomb to get up high and get up into the rafter area. Oh, that was embarrassing. And then we're just going to have to circle around to eventually get to the rot. It's going to be one of those little puddles you have to interact with on the ground. All right, so I'm going to drop back to that previous area that we just jumped up from, where the farm is at. And we're going to use the water plant to water farm? No, of course not. Instead, what you want to do is go back outside, and there's going to be a flower shrine just to the right of the fast travel point, which is just to the left there. So we're going to move it over to the right, and that's where the shrine is at. So clear that corruption. And if you'd like to go grow some more fruit for your rots in the farm, feel free. But we are done there. So we are now just outside the barn area here. This is a story related part. I'm not going to talk anything about it, but just know you will get 3 rots at that point. So we are now moving into another area that you couldn't previously access. We're just going to follow the path, and instead of turning off to the right, if you just go straight, you'll find this another shooting gallery thing. So once you complete that, you will get the rot. And we're now going to continue following this same path. We're in a cave, then we're now outside, and well, now we're going to be in one again. As soon as you get in the cave, just take the first room here on the left. Use the rots to lift up this big heavy log, this beam. Underneath it, collect the rot. Then you're going to be doing a bunch of platforming stuff, more stuff with bombs. You're going to come up here. And you're going to see another one of those golden masks icons here in just a moment. If I look to the right, which is a story path, don't go there yet. Instead, we're going to go over here to the left and get this rot. Now, I understand there's a quicker way to get to here, but using that golden mask is just a good point. Just it's harder to miss it if you follow that. All right, so you got 3 more rots that are story related. You'll get the hammer as well. Again, story related. I'm not going to talk much about it. So now we are heading kind of towards the end of this level section. So you got this building here. You got a flower. We're going to come back out, break the corruption guarding the shrine. And we got a few more things we're going to do here, and something deep, deep underground. But the next few are definitely going to be here. So inside the house, we're going to look up and find a grapple flower, which will take you to a chest containing the halo. And there's a nearby meditation point. It's actually inside this building, but you can't access it from inside the building. What we need to do is go outside, so it's just to our right there. So we're going to loop around. And then we have to do some climbing because we have to jump in through the roof. Now, I just want to let you know, when you collect this one, don't take the lift back down just yet, because we are going to take a little detour to a very far away place. That's a second meditation point. Then, instead of going down the lift, go the opposite way and follow it. Just follow this path. You're going to be going down. We're going to be going down quite a bit more. Deep into a cavern here. So here's a little interesting puzzle. So in order to solve this, what you need to do is use your bomb on that rock there. Blow it open. It's going to create a walkway. Now use your rot in the water plant. Come over to this button. Now you got to slam with R2. which I did not do properly. Try that again. Just get on top of it and then R2. Bam, there you go. And that's going to make the water raise up. It's going to allow us to swim to where the spirit mail is going to be located. The spirit mails are by far the most well-hidden collectibles in the game. So there's the map again. Now the spirit mail is going to be actually outside to the left. I'm just going to go check out this little area over here because I know I'm not coming back here anytime soon, so I wanted to see what it is. You may want to know what it is as well, and I'm going to tell you. Not a whole lot, just some money. So now get back into the water, and now we're just going to actually follow the path. Follow this around to the right, and you'll run right into the spirit mail. Okay, and the last two things are kind of story related, well, at least the next one, and that's going to be the mask. This mask is Adira's mask. You'll get it. There's a cutscene, and then when the cutscene's over, you'll notice you're nearly standing on top of a meditation point. So you got the mask, but don't forget to meditate. So there's the location where we're at, and that's going to do it for the fields. Including the one meditation spot, there are 15 collectible locations we're going to find. We're going to start off here in the kind of the outside, the main area with the houses, and we're going to find a house here just to the right of that wooden bridge to the left. And in here, you're going to find the spirit mail. This is one of the easiest spirit mails to find in the game. Then after you pick that up, we're going to go just outside to that bridge, and you're going to see a cursed chest. By this point, you guys know, complete the encounter, you can open the chest. There's going to actually be a nifty little edit here. Just happened to work out that way, guys. All right, so just around the corner from there, you're going to see a big house, and there's this little side path here to the right with the side entrance. We're going to go in there, look for a flower grapple, pull ourselves up, and find a chest which will contain the stinky fruit hat. So now that I've opened this, I'm actually going to go and jump into the quest line here, follow the objectives, and on the way, you're going to see an NPC character standing in front of a river, which is in front of a door you have to eventually open. So I'm going to take a little side trip here and take a little detour to the left. And there are two objectives over here, the meditation spot and then a spirit mail. And let's go ahead and get that spirit mail first by circling to the right. There's a cool little edit here too. I don't know if you guys will see it. Bam. All right, so we're going to have to flower over there, grab this ledge. We're going to make our way around and then up. Once you get up, you're going to see a wall that you can blow open with your bomb, which we will then do to retrieve the spirit mail, the second one. Here's the wall you need to blow open. All right, so I'm going to teleport back about a minute earlier. That little side detour, instead of going right for the spirit mail, we are now going to go left, and we're going to find a meditation point. Remember, the meditation points, of course, increases your maximum health permanently. Clear the corruption, and then you're going to have to bomb some rocks here. For whatever reason, it did not work this first time. I don't know what happened there. Okay, and then just jump across and you'll find the meditation point easily. Now, once you've done this, we're going to just continue the regular story path through this area, through the village heart, which will require you to do a little swimming. And then you're going to come up to this area here, and you're going to find this little platform here, this rock, little bug there. And then you're going to have a double flower grapple situation here if you look to the right. So there's the first one, and there is the second one. Once you land, the rock's going to be in front of you. Hit L1 to do your pulse, and then collect your rock. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to that flower grapple where I flower grappled the first time. Climb up this rock, and now we're going to jump off to the left and then up. Then I'm going to keep following this around to the left, and we're going to find a cursed chest. Complete this encounter, and you will get Hannah's mask, which is the second of 3 hats. Okay, continuing the path again, you're going to find this area with the red river. You're going to follow it a little bit, and then when you get to this open area, you got some rocks here in the center. We're going to go ahead and bomb that platform across. We will have to do two switches, rock switches. There's one right here. There's another one there. Now this is the story path, so you'll recognize this easily. Instead of going straight through the cave, though, turn left, and that'll take you straight to the rot. Now there's only one flower shrine in the village heart area, so let's go ahead and take care of that. You're going to destroy the rot eater. You're going to have a water plant right next to you. And in this room is going to be the shrine. We need to clear the corruption in order to use it. So there it is. You're just going to have to use your little water rot monster in order to go over there and get it and clear it. Now, shortly after that, you're going to reach a cutscene. You're going to get 3 story-related rots, number 3, 4, and 5. You'll see that at this point, this elevator thing came down. Before you get on it, what we're going to do is actually jump into the water. So that's our current location. And we're going to grab the crown hats. Just jump off to the right or the left. It doesn't matter which way you go. And then just look for a little swimming cave. I tried jumping out of the game world, apparently. So here's the cave. And inside of here is going to be a chest containing the 3rd hat. Now the last rot is actually right next to this hat location. So open this chest. After you get the crown, if you look to your left, use your L1 pulse, and you'll see a rot. And this will be the final rot and the final collectible in the village heart. The next stop is going to be the main village, and we're going to go ahead and clean up the rest of the collectibles there. There are 65 collectibles in the village. The first one is going to be automatically given to you when you get to the village for the first time, and then you see the hat vendor just in front of me. To the left of it and over to the right are 2 chests. Each of those are going to also contain a hat. So that's going to be your first 3 hats. Now I want to give you just a little warning here. Most of the collectibles in the village are not accessible until after you've acquired all the spirit mail in the game and progress the story far enough that you have to return here to continue. So the first 9 or so of these are before I made my return back here. So just note that most of this is not going to be accessible until later. So for that reason, I don't recommend you do any of these until really late in the game. But the first 3 hats are right there. You're going to find a rot over to the left side opposite of the hat vendor. Use your pulse with L1 to reveal the rot and then go ahead and collect it with triangle. Now I'm going to try to do this in an orderly fashion. It's a little challenging, just the nature of this area where you can kind of go and do whatever you want in whatever order. But I'm going to try to make it somewhat simple for you. All right, so I'm going to find a cursed chest around the back side of this building. You guys probably by this point would know that a cursed chest is going to give you an encounter. Complete that encounter, and then you can collect the contents of that chest, which in that case is just money. So I'm going to travel up north from the hat vendor, and then we're going to find this guy sitting here. I'm just going to follow this little side path, this little path down towards the water. And go ahead and use the rot to lift the rock, and then go ahead and collect our new friend. All right, so on the path up to Taro's tree, you're going to find a house on the right-hand side, and then there's going to be a large piece of wood, a log, that you can have your rots move into position so you can then jump into the house. For whatever reason, these little guys aren't cooperating with me, but there we go. I'm going to jump in the house. In the back left corner is going to be the spirit mail. Every time you get spirit mail, it'll allow you access into one of the houses in the village. So there's the spirit mail. Speaking of spirit mail, let's just go ahead and make a spirit mail delivery, shall we? Inside of here, we're going to find a yellow mushroom. So this is just across the street from where you got that one last collectible. And then we are going to go and cleanse it. When you cleanse it, you just walk up to it, and then you find the flower. You know how to cleanse things by this point. Get rid of the corruption, and you'll be able to freely get the collectibles. So we're delivering the spirit mail. Now I'm going to cut out the cleansing part of it, but we're going to go inside the house. You cleanse it by going over that area of an encounter, complete it, and then go inside the house, open the chest, and that's where the yellow mushroom is going to be. Now you'll also find a rot in this location as well. So if we go to the back side of the house, follow the deck, and we can get to the back, and you'll see the rot in the corner here. Hit L1 to reveal it. Okay, so again, heading towards Taro's tree. We're actually going into Taro's tree and using the water plant. Then we're going to grab our little water friend here with our rot and then head back into the actual village. And then over to the right hand side, we're going to find the first flower shrine right here in the corner. Remove the corruption and you can then interact with the shrine if you'd like. It gives you money. So now there's a curse chest. Now I'm very late in the game, so I'm going to do this area up here first. I'm just going to systematically kind of go around counterclockwise this entire village. And we're going to follow the path, and then you're going to run right into the curse chest. It'd be very difficult for you to miss this thing, especially since it's glowing in a very dark room. Complete that encounter, you'll get some money. Following that same path, this is the area where you have a mage fight. Once you clear everything here, we're going to go in through this building here and go out the backside and find some stairs that are going up. We're going to use a flower grapple on our way up as well. As you keep making your way up, you'll eventually reach the second of 3 spirit mails in the village. And there she is. All right, so we're going to find the mask. That's going to be, again, kind of on the same story path. We used the flower grapple to get up to this area. This is story path related. We just passed the spirit shrine, but we'll come back to it in just a moment. We're going to go inside this first building, and inside this chest is the hat. And just outside in the front yard is going to be another water flower, which we're going to then have to use to get the shrine that we just passed moments earlier. There's the flower. Grab your rots and then run them down the path and then take a right. And that is flower shrine number 2. All right, so rots 4, 5, and 6 are going to be story related. Don't worry about it. You will get it. You will also get a mask as well. That's going to be something you're going to see in each of these areas that we're going to through the gateways. So you're going to get the mask maker. Now in the same area is going to be our first of 3 meditation points. In fact, the meditation points are all after each of the 3 boss fights once you get to this part of the game. So make sure you meditate. That permanently increases your health. And now I'm going to leave this area and then head over to another area. So if you see that bridge, you can shoot it. You're not going to be able to do it until after the corruption is gone in the area. Once it lowers, we are going to find a flower shrine that's way off to the left-hand side, but we have to go into this field, this farmer's field. Use this water plant after you take care of the encounter, and then we're going to go across this bridge straight in front of me, and the shrine is right in front of it. Now in this same area is going to be another owl puzzle where you got to find the 3 owl statues, return them back to their pedestal, and if you do that, you'll be awarded with the dinosaur hat. So here is the puzzle location. Return each of the owl statues to there using your rots to carry them. So there's one. There's another one down over here. I was just going to shoot an arrow at it, but here we are. And then the third one is going to be right next to where the flower was. Water flower. Because of how long this takes, I'm just going to quickly cut to the chase. So that was the third one. So once your rots bring all 3 of them, into place, you will be awarded the dinosaur hat. All right, so we're going to find a cat hat. Cat hat is going to be just across the bridge here. You got that big door in front of you, but we're going to turn left and then just follow this straight back, and we will find a chest with the hat. Don't worry, my fellow dog lovers, you'll be paid off here shortly. Okay, so the 7th rod I'm going to show you is kind of in that same general area back on the other side of the bridge, and there's our water flower once again. And now we're just going to follow this boardwalk here to these stones, which you can then use your bomb, blow open to reveal the rod. Hit L1 to pulse, and then collect. Again, same area. Just a little bit further on, you're going to see a cursed chest. Not very difficult to find this guy either. Complete the encounter, and awarded with some money. All right, so now I'm going to kind of make my way up. Kind of a winding staircase here, a little bit. Just keep making your way up until you see a purple lantern. Once you see it, stand next to it and hit L1 to reveal the rod. And it's time to get the dog hat. From that lantern we just used, we're going to go across the bridge and turn left, find another chest, and in that is going to be the dog hat. Okay, so we have another story-related moment. You're going to get 3 more rots. You're also going to get a hat. The hat is called the warrior hat. In addition to the 3 rots and the warrior hat, which are story-related and can't be missed, the one thing that can be missed is the meditation point. So make sure you use that as well. All right, so now I'm going to the next area through the other, what would have been the gate, solve that puzzle. Once you clear the entire corruption of this area, we are going to head back to the beginning area and then swim across to a water flower. Of course, you know what to do with it by this point. We're going to use it to clear the shrine that is on the other little island just in front of me. And I'm going to avoid dropping into the water and stop right here at the cliff, the edge. Have the water monster go out and clear it. Now the next one is going to be a lot of platform. I'm going to kind of cut a little bit of it out. It's nearby. So from the water flower, you see this ledge over here. I'm going to keep climbing up this way, all the way until I get to the top. I'm just going to give you a view of what we're looking at here. So I'm going to have to use my bomb on these rocks right here to give us some platforms that we can hop over. And then we're going to enter a cave area. Inside the cave area will be an encounter. At the end of that cave, dash through the gate. And up here, you will find 2 things. The spirit mail, of course, and a hat. And this is a samurai hat. Make sure you grab both of these while you're still here. And next up is going to be the bunny hat. Now the bunny hat's going to be back into the previous area. Now that we got the spirit mail, we can use that to access this building that you couldn't just a moment ago. So once you clear that, we're just going to go in, and then we have to go up to the left here and climb. Climb, jump, shimmy. You know the drill. And at the top here, we're going to find the bunny hat. But first, we need to go all the way to the very top. Inside of here, we're going to clear the corruption. Clearing the corruption is going to reveal a chest that was just in the room below. Let's go ahead and back down there. I'll actually have to come back up here in just a second. First, let me open the chest, get the bunny hat, and then we'll go back up top and we're going to get a rot. there it is inside the chest. And next up, we're going to have kind of a little two-for situation here. We're going to get our 13th rot and our 13th hat. This is the fishing hat. This is kind of the last thing I missed. Wasn't really kind of in the route. It's just find the tree kind of out in the middle of the lake. You're going to see this bucket. Command your rot to pull it up, and you're going to get a rot who is also wearing a hat. So you'll get both of those collectibles. All right, so we're going to travel to a new area, back to the center of town, kind of where we started the game. We can now access other areas we couldn't before. So we're going to head up the path towards Taro's tree once again. There's a building over here that has a water plant next to it. You can shoot the bow on that little crystal to water it, so you have access to it. When you're first in the village, you don't have a bow. Now with the water plant guy, I'm going to go down here. Now this is kind of embarrassing. I'm going back to the center of the village, and I'm going to clean a flower shrine. And the building across the street to the right of the hat vendor is actually going to be a much closer water plant. So I apologize. It's just how I did it. But I will show you exactly where that water plant here is in a second, because I'm going to go into that building. So again, it's basically across the street. You will need to deliver the spirit mail. So assuming you got all the spirit mails in all the other regions, you'll be okay. So we're going to go back into this building and around the backside, and in the corner we're going to find the water plant. Just use your rot on the plant above us here. And then shoot it, or use your pulse. That'll clean the corruption. You will also be able to have access to that water plant for that previous shrine. But now with the corruption cleared, we can go into the front of the house, go inside, and we're going to find rot number 14. It's in a drawer.
Open it up.
All right, so now if you allow me, I'm going to go actually back across the street to the house next to that previous flower shrine. Inside of there is going to be 3 cursed chests. In those chests are going to be money, 1 rot, and 1 hat. The unicorn hat, in fact. So we're going to have to use the spirit mail to gain access. You're going to do the left chest first, the right one, and then the center one. The last one is a little tricky. You have to, a lot of enemies you have to kill in a very short period of time. So here you go. Here's the left chest that is going to contain a rot. The right chest, which is going to contain money, which is not really important for our collectible guide. And then the middle chest, we're going to get the unicorn hat. It's also my final cursed chest, and should be yours as well if you're following things in the order I did it. But again, in this game, you can do things in whatever order you want. So I'm on the southern end of this village. There's this house here on the right side of the road. We're going to cleanse it, and then we're going to go behind it. In order to cleanse the corruption here, you're going to have to go behind the house. Clear this encounter here, which I'll skip through. And then go into the next area. Defeat all those enemies, and this is where you clear the corruption. Once the corruption's clear, just drop down here. This is a different house. We're going to go inside the house. There's a chest and a star hat inside of it. Now, if I go back into the previous house, I was just going around. Again, we'll go around it. This time we're going to climb up some rocks. So this should look familiar to you. At the top here is going to be one of those archery challenges. Very simple. Just finish it and you'll be able to pick up this rot. Just use L1 right here. There you go. Finish it and collect the rot. All right, so I'm going to go kind of across the street to this kind of bottom left area a little bit. And there's going to be another spirit delivery. We're going to clear it. Clear the corruption, and you're going to see a little pond in this area. Inside this pond is going to be 3 frogs, and you're going to hear them croak. It'll tell you the order in which you have to shoot these crystals. So here it is. I just skipped the encounter. Now that things are clean, here's the pond. You have to shoot the middle crystal, the right crystal, and then the left crystal in that order. Middle, right, left. You will now get a rot, and this rot is wearing the frog hat. So you're going to get 2 collectibles here. Not gonna lie, the frog is kind of cute. All right, so now I'm back kind of on the path to Taro's village. Just before you get to the village, there's this path here to the left that was previously inaccessible because of the corruption. This late game, you can come in here and clean it. Once you've cleaned it, we're going to go around to the back side. We're going to have to use our rot to lift this log. Not the pot. Log here. And then you can collect the rot. There's also a hat right behind this building. So from that previous location, we're going to find a ladybug. And it'll be inside this chest. Okay, so we're going to another new area here that you could not reach until you acquired the bomb. You know what to do. And jump across this bridge, deliver the mail to the building to the left-hand side. There's going to be a bunch of enemies here. Once you clear them, come here and take care of this. And we're going to find 2 collectibles. There we go. Clear all the corruption now. Now that we've done that, 2 collectibles in here. There's a rot to the left and a hat in the chest to the right. Okay, so still following the same path here. We're heading over towards the shrine thing here, the flower shrine. We're going to use this water plant. We're going to clear all the corruption that we can. That first building, the second one right here, there's a collectible inside of there, which we'll go to next. And then finally the flower shrine. Go ahead and interact with that if you like. Then we're going to go back to the previous building we just cleared. And inside of here is going to be Taro's mask. All right, so it's Spirit Mail Delivery area. We're going to go ahead and deliver the mail. You then have to clear all the corruption. It's a little bit of a lengthy process. I'm just going to skip to the point where it's no longer corrupted. And then we're going to make our way to like the back deck over here. We're just going to jump down over this railing. And you'll see it right here in this little lantern. All right, so we're going to get the baseball hat. I am now traveling to the next gateway. I'm going to cross the bridge over to this new area. First house here to the right. Not inside of it. Not quite inside of it, at least. There's our baseball hat. We're going to get another rot with a series of archery challenges. I think you have to do 3 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. So from that baseball hat, we're just going to go across this little wooden bridge, and over to the right is going to be the archery. There it is. Use your rot to pull the lever. I think you have to do it again 3 times. Once you complete it, you'll get the rot. You do have to pick it up, though. Flower Shrine is not too far away, so just follow the path, the story path, and you're going to eventually see the shrine, but you're not going to see how to cleanse it. So I'm going to show you. To do that, we have to go over this other side. We'll have to lower this bridge as well. We need our flower monster to be able to get over there. Or water monster, rather. So peek over here, and we're going to see the petal, the flower, and then we're just going to go ahead and go back. I think you can figure out what we're going to do next. There we go. We finally got it. All right, so this next area will look very familiar to you once you get there. One thing you want to make sure you don't do is step on the red tripwires. So we're going to use this water flower once again, and we're going to travel back through a path. Make sure you stop before you hit that little red wire. Continue using your water monster to cleanse this shrine, and that'll be the last shrine, so trophy should be popping. There it is, Restoration Master. All right, so a little bit later on, you're going to have an encounter. You're going to finish the encounter. You're going to be given 3 rots and 1 hat. These are all story related. Since it's all my rots, I get the trophy for that. It's all my hats, so I'll get the trophy for that. So what am I missing? Well, the meditation trophy. So what do you know? There's a meditation spot right in front of us. Make sure you use that. And it's not the last one. Spoilers, we have one more area to go to. It's the mountain shrine. There's just one thing you got to do there. That's it. It's story related. You can't even skip it. You just got to use the final meditation point, which is what triggers the ending cutscene. So nothing you can do about it. However, if you get here and you missed one of the meditation spots, you can go back and get the other one in post-game. However, you will still have to return to the mountain shrine to trigger the trophy. The trophy will only trigger at this location. I think it's an error. I can't imagine why that would be the case. Because for whatever reason, when you trigger the cutscene, it doesn't save the progress. So this has always got to be your last one for whatever reason. And that is the entire collectible guide for the village. If you'd watched all the other parts as well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you're a trophy hunter, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m.